My wife baby trapped me. This is a huge betrayal by your wife and honestly cold be a deal breaker leading to divorce. Having a child is a big emotional, physical, and financial decision that should involve two partners. She's selfish, entitled, and manipulative. I would consider the following: 1. Get a lawyer. Discuss your options. 2. Get screenshot evidence of the texts between her and her friend. Record her admitting to tampering and lying with her birth control and your condoms. 3. Get a couples counselor. You can get virtual sessions during the pandemic. This is important to either save your relationship or to help mediate a divorce. 4. Get a paternity test. 5. Be honest with people why you two are separate. She's going to lie and be manipulative about what happened. 6. Document interactions and record any fights with her. She can't be trusted. Avoid her claiming abuse or other things by having proof. What's most worrisome and makes we worried your marriage is over: 1. She lied. 2. She blamed it on you for not getting a vasectomy. 3. She's not sorry. 4. She doesn't respect your view, needs, or opinion. If she can't see how wrong she is and how much she broke your trust, hurt you, this marriage won't recover. Can I ask an honest question? What do you mean exactly by document every interaction? Is it by just writing it down on some sort of diary, just so you don't forget? I've seen this phrase over and over, and I always wanted to ask. Great question. Document somehow with a timestamp. This can be 1. Screenshot texts. 2. Record arguments. 3. Send yourself an email documenting the interaction. E.g. What happened? Who was there? Where were you standing? How long the discussion happened? Both of your reactions and behavior. Hey smiley Canadian, love your username. I just wanted to chime in that, while I agree with almost absolutely everything you said regarding #3, couples counseling is not recommended when abuse is occurring in a relationship, whether it be physical or emotional abuse. Couples counseling with a couple in which one partner is abusive actually runs the risk of escalating the abuse. The National DV Hotline offers a great explanation of that here. https://www.therehotline.org/2014/08/01/ why we don't recommend couples counseling for abusive relationships. It doesn't mean that couples counseling is never an option. It just means that the abusive behavior needs to change before that becomes a safe option, and even then, that change requires prolonged and intensive domestic abuse transformation programming. Individual counseling would be great. I'm just wary because I regularly see couples counseling recommended on here for abusive relationships, and it runs the potential of being quite dangerous. It'd be a 100% deal breaker for me. The lying, the manipulation, and leveraging your kids. No going back from that. But what do I do? I'm stuck in a house with her. The kids have noticed I'm ignoring her. She won't leave me alone. You have to make it through the quarantine obviously. Maybe you could use this time to start making arrangements for how you'll proceed with the divorce. Contact your lawyer. Look into where you might move to, etc. Maybe spend a little extra time hanging out with and loving on your kids. That might distract them from what's going on between you and your wife. Yes, don't forget it'll be hard for the kids as well. It's hard. But please try to make it easier for them. Reproductive coercion, https://n.m. Wikipedia. org/wiki/reproductive_coercion. This is a form of abuse. Speak with a lawyer. Get a therapist. This is not okay. Are lawyers gonna meet with me in the quarantine? I don't even know if therapist offices are still open. I guess I should try to voice chat or something. That might work. This just sucks so much. I hate everything about this. Try to have a phone call or video chat. This applies to both therapists and lawyers. I'm so sorry you're going through this. Best of luck. I agree. She poked holes in the condoms and went against your will without your consent. She needs to get into therapy as soon as possible. If she doesn't, you may need to leave the relationship. In the meantime, as soon as the quarantine is over, schedule a vasectomy. Sorry you're going through this. What she did was absolutely wrong. I'd divorce her, and yes, she definitely baby trapped you. This is actually a form of rape in several areas of the world. She withheld important contraceptive information from you, going off birth control, and actively tampered with the one you were using, holes in the condoms. Is there any way you can get on her phone again? I'd suggest screenshotting her admitting she tampered with your condoms and went off her BC purposely without mentioning it to you, and sending it to your own phone. Hell, I'd even record a conversation between you and her and get her to openly talk about what she did. Do wiretapping laws allow that? I heard any recordings without the knowledge of the other person is inadmissible court. I'm afraid if I look into her phone I'll get charged for hacking or something. If it even counts in court. Depends on this state the people who are being recorded are in. Check your local laws, find out whether you are in a one-party consent or two-party consent state. https://www.justure.com/50 states of a/recording phone calls and conversations/. This is awful. Not only was she being selfish, but what kind of fucked up mother thinks it's a good idea to bring a child into the world against the wishes of her partner? That hurts the child beyond measure because the father will never bond with that child the way he bonded with the other. She has seriously hurt that baby. It's selfish, short-sighted, and incredibly. I don't even have the right words. As a mother myself, my heart is just hurting for that child. I personally wouldn't be with someone like that. But a situation like this is above Reddit's pay grade. It's a delicate, ethical thing that only you should decide going forward. No one would blame you if you left her. But you need to decide how to proceed with the baby. I would really encourage you talk to a counselor, BetterHelp.com and Talkspace.com are both online options for the time being. If you want to ask her to leave, you're well within your right to do so. You could give her a bunch of resources to find an apartment, or call one of her family members to ask if she could stay. Maybe give her some counseling resources as well, because you have to be seriously ill to think this is okay. I wish you the best. This is a hard situation, and I'm so sorry it happened to you. Especially in the middle of a fucking pandemic. Edit r/legalad. This may be another useful forum for you, including the links you/Ebby45 gave you. I don't think she planned to tell me. And I guess she was thinking, if I did find out I'd love the kid too much to think any different. I just don't know what to do, and I hate being stuck in a house with her. The kids have started to ask why I won't talk to mommy, and I don't even know what to say anymore. I'm so mad at her, but I can't leave two toddlers for her to wrangle. That is called reproductive coercion. It is possibly illegal in some cases. It is abusive in all cases. Couple that with your multiple examples of your wife screaming at you, and I wonder if she is abusive in general. If so, your kids are at risk as well. Levis respect. Org will be a helpful resources. So will contacting a lawyer for some information. I wanted to tag onto this that Love is Respect is more specifically for youth relationship abuse survivors. Although they will provide referrals to anyone. So the National Domestic Violence Hotline would be a more appropriate option for him. They have good information on reproductive coercion. https://www.thehotline.org/2013/07/18/ From broken condoms to pill tampering, the realities of reproductive coercion/ They also provide a list of resources for male domestic abuse survivors here. https://www.thehotline.org/2014/07/22/ Men can be victims of abuse to/ I would also recommend that OP consider reaching out to two programs. Male Survivor and 1 in 6. They are both organizations that specifically help male survivors of sexual violence and coercion, which reproductive coercion falls under. They provide 24/7 hotline advocacy, online and in-person support groups, therapy and legal referrals. and educational resources. https://1in6 org/https://malaserviver.org/4survivors/server. For Men is very similar only in the UK. And they also have a team of independent sexual assault advisors which are essentially legal counselors specific to sexual violence. https://www.servervorsuck.org/. Thank you EB45 for providing constructive advice and helpful resources as always. I'm glad you are back. Thanks so much, and thanks for the brief bit of light/joy your username gave me. Keep the condoms. Do you actually think that it will be legit evidence? I mean, every man can take a condom, make some holes, and put water in it. It's a serious question. I think Nobbedley will take that as serious evidence. If he has a record of the text messages she was sending people, then it's pretty good evidence. I'm not a lawyer and this is not legal advice. The messages would probably be stronger evidence. He probably wouldn't even need to save them, because they can be subpoenaed directly from your mobile carrier. Do not stick around just for the kids. I think all children wishes their parents knew this. It'll be much healthier to raise them through co-parenting, as you will both be happier on your own, whereas if you stay together they will see the fights, the resentment, and things will be toxic. Good luck. I agree. She is sick, and she will not know how sick she is until she sees that what she did was not okay, and that it is grounds for leaving. Staying will only make her think that her behavior was okay, because at least it all worked out in the end. The kids will be okay with parents co-parenting, especially when it is a much healthier than staying in a relationship where there is no trust and just resentment. Not to mention she wants 4 kids. What's to say she won't do the whole thing all over again? She initially wanted 2. Now she says 4, but will settle for 3. She either hasn't been telling him the truth since the beginning, or she's manipulating him now that she has changed her mind. Either way, this is not the behavior of a loving partner. A year from now she'll say that she wanted 9 and he wanted 3, so they compromised and will have 6. If a guy taking off a condom without the woman's knowledge is technically rape, doesn't this count as that too? She didn't mention coming off BC and poked holes in the condoms. Get away from this lunatic. If not, then get her some help. I was thinking the exact same thing. I didn't want to call this rape, but in my eyes it is. It's illegal. He consented to sex with functioning condoms, not to sex with sabotaged condoms. It has to legally be a form of assault, just like stealthing. He also consented to sex under the thought that his sexual partner was on birth control. She did a lot of no-nos here, and I personally think the consent should be null and void under these conditions. Consent is void because it's a different scenario entirely. If we use that tea analogy, this would be like someone asking if you want tea and then handing you a cup of milk and making you drink it. More accurately, it's like being given caffeinated tea while being assured it's decaf. Or thinking you are being fed vegan chicken nuggets while your partner toasts up some real meat in nuggets and stares you in the eyes as they sit across from you, watching you take a bite with a grin on their face. Get a divorce. ASAP. That's horrible of her to do. You'll make a better father to your kids if you leave her, because you won't be miserable and in a marriage you hate. It's her choice whether or not she wants to take. She tried lying. Again. She was hoping you didn't find out she put holes in the condoms. Talk to a lawyer. Now, if you feel like she'll try to run off with joint financials, which, after what she's done, I wouldn't put it past her, or other damaging things, you'll want to lock those down ASAP. Edit. In some places, what she did is a crime. I didn't think that was relevant, but I figured I should add that in anyway. I should probably start calling, but this is also much harder because we're all on isolation. How am I even gonna hide what I'm doing from her if she's right in my face 24/7? She doesn't even understand the concept of me needing space even if we're in the same house. I feel like absolute shit. Take a walk and make the call. Take a drive. You've done nothing wrong here, man. Don't beat yourself up. Just to add to this, if you do need to leave, then leave. And don't feel guilty. Your wife knowingly created this mess. If there are consequences, then that is on her. At this point, you need to do what is right for you. Your kids will be okay. This sounds fake. It sounds like a poorly written story ripped out of the MRA playbook. And lots of it is unrealistic. She called everyone she knew after a positive home pregnancy test. That's not what people do. Women conspiring to trick a man into having a baby? That's MRA paranoia. He put his foot down and suddenly her sex drive shot up. I'm not saying this never happens. Just that it pretty much never happens. And that this story is a little too tidy to be believable. This guy is just pushing the myth that women are all conniving, baby crazed psychos who can't be trusted. He's wrong and the game he's playing is malicious. It's a bit weird that a married couple with 2 kids is using 2 birth control methods. Condoms on top of pills. Agree. Not realistic. It sounds like Op is being very careful to cover all his bases so that we can't poke holes in his story. Which only makes his story less believable. The saddest thing, though, is all the commenters here who are too eager to believe this whole saga. Likely because they believe deep down, or on the surface, that women are naturally crazy, irrational things that can't be trusted. I also agree. I mean, who really cares if it's true, because every post on here could be a lie. But I agree it sounds kinda fake. I could be wrong. But if you have been married to someone for a while and already have 2 children with them, wouldn't you kind of know their personality by now? There's no way she hid this crazy side until right now, and it comes out. If it is true, I just wonder how many other problems there are. Because to me this couldn't be all of a sudden his wife is crazy as he had absolutely no idea about it until this baby thing. I think it matters that this one, in particular, is fake because it's MRA propaganda. MRAs hate women. And I hate MRAs. What is an MRA? It's a type of misogynist who spends too much time online. It supposedly stands for men's rights activist. Needless to say, men's rights is not their goal. And nothing they do can accurately be called activism. They just hate women. The website We Hunted the Mammoth can tell you more.